Well, hello everyone. One of the best known stories in the Bible is the story of David and Goliath. You know, the story where a little shepherd boy defeats a powerful giant warrior in battle to everyone's surprise. But here's the thing. Even though this story is well known, there's a lot that people misunderstand about the story. For example, most people read the story and assume that it means that if they have a really big problem and they are really brave and determined, they can ultimately overcome their challenge, no matter how big it is. And even though that sounds nice and inspiring, it's really not the point of the story. You see, if the story was really about David, or anyone for that matter, fighting Goliath, the Bible makes it clear that David would lose. Not only that, no matter how brave or hard he tries, he will lose quickly and easily. It's not a hard battle, but an impossible battle. And that's why David says repeatedly in our story for today that he won't be the one fighting Goliath. Instead, God will be the one fighting for him. And while Goliath might be an impossibly overwhelming enemy to David, Goliath is just a weak and insignificant speck of dust compared to the awesome power of God. And that's a really important reminder for us because we will deal with situations that are more than really challenging or require extra bravery and effort. Sometimes we will face things that are truly impossible that we can't defeat or do anything about. And in those situations, what we learn from David is that we need to have radical faith and trust in God to do what we can't. And oftentimes this does require us to be brave as God puts us in situations that require us to trust in God rather than ourselves. This can happen in lots of different ways in our life, but the most important example comes from God's victory over sin and death. Because these were our greatest and most overwhelming enemies that we could truly do nothing about. But when we put our faith and trust in Jesus, because of his sacrifice on the cross, he was able to defeat our greatest enemy for us so that we could spend eternity with him. And I hope that helps you understand our scripture passage just a little bit better. Goodbye, everyone.